Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. Welcome back. Today's video is sponsored by ExpressVPN, the virtual private network that gives you peace of mind when you're on the internet. So the way a VPN works is that it creates a tunnel from your computer to the internet, and your connection gets rerouted through one of 3,000 different servers, hiding your IP address. So I think using a VPN is important for a couple reasons. Number one, security, particularly when I'm in a public place and I'm using public Wi-Fi. I know that my passwords are secure. So the other reason why I like using a VPN is for privacy. An internet service provider can see all of the sites that you have visited and your data, and using a VPN you can circumnavigate that. I also like using a VPN to give you access to different kinds of media that are specific to different countries. So ExpressVPN is really easy to use, and I have it installed on multiple devices, including all of my computers and my phone. So if you'd like to learn how you can get 3 months free of ExpressVPN, click the link down below or go to expressvpn.com/EmmyMade. Big thanks to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video. So today I'm going to be attempting something a little bit different. I'm going to attempt to take this MRE, a meal ready to eat, and make it fancy. Big thanks to lovely Stephanie who suggested this. I think it's a brilliant idea. It of course is inspired by Tasty's series with Chef Rie, who takes very humble things and elevates them to some fancy level. So this is a meal ready to eat, and it contains food to subsist on without any heating or cooking or anything. It's all in here. This of course is government issued, and I am going to deconstruct this and reconstruct it into something fancy. So when I was thinking about my ideas about fancy, I found it really interesting that many of my preconceived notions about the word fancy and relative to food always kind of looked back to French cuisine, that somehow French cuisine was the epitome of fancy Epicureanness, which is not necessarily true, because I feel like each cuisine has something fancy to it, but somehow there's this kind of Western idea or ideal of French cookery being the best, which I'm not necessarily... Oh, that was my Instapot beeping right there. I'm actually making chashu for ramen noodles, so if you want to see that video, if I haven't posted it, I'll put a link down below. If it hasn't arrived yet, it will arrive soon. Anyways, I digress. I'm not saying that French food isn't the fanciest, but I think it's just interesting to kind of think about what we mean when we think of something as fancy. I often think of things that are encrusted and that require lots of ingredients, but lots of technique. And of course, presentation and aesthetics is a huge part of it as well. So I am not a chef. Rie is a chef. I am not a chef. So what I'm attempting to do here is very much a home cook version of fanciness, but of course I'm using the MRE as my base. I think that's absolutely hilarious and ridiculous, so let's go ahead and try it. Now this MRE is very kindly sent to me by David. David, thank you so much for sending me this MRE. This is menu number 7, brisket entree, gravy with seasoned beef brisket slices. So I think that will be a great base for something. Always wrestle with these. Okay, got it. Without not as much effort. We have a flameless ration heater, which we will not be using. Blackberry jam. Irish cream cappuccino instant powder. We have, wheat snack bread. Cranberries, osmotic. In my past experience, that just means dried cranberries. And we have Tootsie Rolls. Here's the peanut butter to go with the jam. And then we have the accessories pack, au gratin potatoes, so like scallop potatoes. And here is our beef brisket entree. So these are all the items that are in the MRE. So I'll be using everything in this MRE to create a fancy meal, and I can buy anything that I want to add to this meal to make it fancy. Let's try to break this down. I'm not going to use the flameless ration heater. I don't need this. I don't need my spoon. And I've got my brisket, so that'll be my main dish. And I've got bread here, Irish cream powder. Irish cream powder, that I could use in some kind of dessert, along with the Tootsie Rolls. Peanut butter might be a dessert item too. And potatoes, cranberries, bread. Bread? Okay. So I think I might be able to take this wheat snack bread and add some kind of mascarpone cheese with this instant coffee powder and maybe some peanut butter. So maybe this will be a coffee peanut butter layered tiramisu dessert, I think. Tootsie Rolls, now Tootsie Rolls are a chewy kind of taffy, chocolate-ish flavored taffy. Now that would be weird in a tiramisu. I think I could make some kind of garnish with this. Some kind of garnish. I actually have an old video on my other channel, and it is a prison recipe where you take Jolly Rancher candies and you heat them up and you shape them into roses. So I think I could do something like that with the Tootsie Rolls. Au gratin potatoes, from my understanding, are like scallop potatoes, where the potatoes have been sliced very thinly. I'm gonna open them up to confirm that. Whoa, look at that. Okay, well, if I can separate the potato slices, I was thinking I could make something like a pomme anna or a galette, potato galette, which sounds fancy, but all it is are sliced potatoes that are arranged in a beautiful pattern, kind of like a rosette. But it's a pancake, and you fry it up with lots of butter, traditionally with duck fat, and you get this crispy potato-y thing. I've never made it before, I've just seen it. Shout out to Jacques Pepin and Julia Child. Watched them religiously with my mother as a kid and my brother. So that's how I know this stuff. I'm not trained by any means. So I thought maybe I could take this apart and make a little potato galette. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so this is actually coming apart pretty easily. Let's open up the beef brisket and see what we've got here. So, whoa, wow. Okay. Doesn't look all that appetizing though, does it? And it says on the outside that it's sliced, but it's pretty mush. Let's give this a taste. Just falls apart. It tastes like Dinty Moore canned stew. It doesn't have any metallic flavors, and as you can see, I don't see any vegetables whatsoever. I'm thinking maybe I could make some kind of pie or something with pastry. Maybe like a king, what do they call it? Pithivier, where they use puff pastry and then it puffs up and it has a kind of a dome to it. I think that's usually a dessert item, but I think I can do this with a savory. So I still have cranberries and I still have blackberry jam. Cranberries, I could use this in a salad, and then blackberry jam, I could just use this in the dressing as well. Add a little bit of fruity sweetness along with some balsamic vinegar, olive oil, maybe some onion, and yeah, I think I've got myself the goings of a meal here. So now I've got to do some grocery shopping, and I will be back to assemble this into some semblance of fanciness. I'm back, and I think I'm going to tackle dessert first. So I've got the mascarpone cheese, which I've never bought before. Let's taste it. Ooh. Oh, it's not like cream cheese. The consistency is like cream cheese. It's very creamy and spreadable. But the flavor is much more buttery. Ooh, that's delicious. It's much more like clotted cream, which I just had recently in my Christmas pudding taste test. Oh, that is delicious. Okay, yum. All right, I'm just gonna put all that in there. And to that, I'm gonna add some of my peanut butter. About a tablespoon or so. This is just powdered sugar. And some of our Irish cream cappuccino powder. So let's put this up. Oh yes. Let's give this a taste for sweetness. Oh, that's plenty sweet. Yeah. Peanut butter is good in that. I want this to be spreadable, so I'm adding a little bit of milk. So this is our peanut butter cappuccino mascarpone cheese. So I'm going to use some of this espresso powder. Add some of that to that, along with some of our Irish cream cappuccino powder. Some hot water. Ooh, it smells good. Ooh, pretty bitter. Let's add some more of this cappuccino powder. Okay, now let's open up our wheat snack bread. It is very dense. I think I'm gonna put my mascarpone in a zippery bag. We are getting fancy after all. Now, if I was a true pastry chef, this would be a piping bag. But I'm not, I'm a home cook. So we're gonna use a zipper bag. Give this a little snip. I'm dipping the bread in the syrup that we just made. And then I'm gonna take this and place it on the bottom. Like that. Pipe that right on there. All right, so far so good. Put that right on top, give it a little smush. Oh, that looks great! I'm pretty pleased with this. We'll see how it tastes though. Yay! This looks great. Okay, so I've cleaned up a little bit and I've placed the tiramisu in the refrigerator to allow the mascarpone cheese to set up a little bit. Now I'm gonna make my garnish. So I'm gonna open up this bag of Tootsie Rolls. Oh, I was expecting the little Tootsie Rolls. So they've given us 2 larger Tootsie Rolls. Are you a Tootsie Roll fan? I have to confess, I'm not. Ooh, these are pretty fresh. But I'm gonna just microwave these for maybe 5-10 seconds. This is perfect. So push this aside, just roll this up. This is gonna be the center of my rose, like that. And take a smaller piece and form it into a petal and overlap that. Look, I'm already getting a rose. See right here, we wanna overlap that, like that. The edges of the petal tend to be thinner, so thin them out. Looks a little bit more like a gardenia, but you know, for Tootsie Roll, not bad. So I'm gonna cut this excess piece off here. Our little Tootsie Roll rosette. I've got a little griddle here, and I've got some clarified butter here. Add some of that to the pan. Oil to that as well. Now we're gonna make a little spiral pattern for our galette. So now for a true palm Anna, the potatoes would actually be cut much thinner, but they would also be raw. Ooh, yes. I'm gonna season this with a little bit of pepper. I think what's traditional is a little bit of thyme. I should have put that down first, but I'll put some down now just because I have it and I forgot. Oh, yes! Okay. Yes. MRE palm Anna. Okay, drain any excess butter or oil off. Rosette shape back together on the plate here. That is looking lovely. Yes, I'm so pleased. I've got my beef stew here, and I'm gonna add some frozen peas and carrots to that, just for some color. That's an improvement already. So I bought some store-bought puff pastry, and I'm going to cut a circle out of it. Okay. And make this one slightly larger. This one's gonna go on the top, and because we have our filling, it's gonna dome up a bit. So I've got an egg yolk here, and I'm gonna put a splash of milk in there. And that's gonna be our egg wash. Now that I have this mounted, I've decided to make this smaller. So I'm going around. So I really want this to be a cute little bubble. And go around the edge of the pastry. So I'm going to transfer that to my baking sheet and put this on top. And I'm going to just go all the way around and seal this all the way around and cut a little hole in the top. Brush on our glaze first. Now we're going to take a knife just dragging the tip of a paring knife all the way around. I've only seen images of this. I've never done this before, as my tentative line strokes show. Into a 400-degree oven for about 20 minutes or until the puff pastry looks done. Okay, see you in a bit. All right, my lovelies, my beef sirloin PTVA MRE entree is ready. Check this out. Look at this thing of beauty. I'm so excited about this. Look how beautiful this is. This is my first PTVA and it looks marvelous. It's like Vesuvius. Gorgeous. Okay, so I'm gonna let this cool off while I make a salad. A little bit of balsamic vinegar. And I'm going to add my blackberry jam. Add just about a teaspoon of that. A little bit of salt, pepper, and olive oil. Not too shabby. A little bit more pepper. Salt in the city is good. Okay, PTVA onto plate. Take some lettuce, just a little bit of red onion. Now I'm just going to add some cranberries. Balsamic flourish like that. Got some toasted almonds, just a few of those. And to finish things off, we're going to place our rosette. Boom. Oh my goodness, I'm so pleased. I am so pleased with how this turned out. Look at this, it's so stinking beautiful. All right, now it's time to eat this meal. This is the fancy MRE. We made a beef sirloin PTVA with puff pastry. I made a little potato galette. I made a vinaigrette and a little salad, and I made a little tiramisu for dessert. Can you hear that? Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try the PTVA first. Give that a go. All right, itadakimasu. No, it's not bad. It looked really fancy, but it tastes a lot like a frozen beef pie. The crust is flaky and it has a nice kind of crispness when you eat it, but the filling tastes pretty much the same as it did when I tasted it before, except it does have a few more vegetables in it, which makes it a little bit more attractive, but it definitely has kind of a processed beef flavor to it. Now let's try our potato galette that we made out of au gratin potatoes. Here we go. There's a nice little crispness to the potatoes, but in terms of flavor, it still tastes like au gratin potatoes that have been kind of pre-made. The texture of the potatoes is a little bit strange, kind of waxy and dense. That little bit of thyme in there is really nice though, kind of livens things a bit, but you still have that kind of processed cheese flavor kind of permeating through the potato. Still an improvement. Okay, let's have some salad. This has our cranberries and our jam, and of course we added lettuce and other good fixins. Alrighty, salad. I love salad. See, if this was really fancy, it would just be like one leaf of lettuce rather than 4. Oh, come back here, lettuce. I really like the blackberry jam in there. It adds a nice little fruitiness, goes really well with the balsamic, and the onions are really great. I love onions in my salad. And then of course you've got the toasted almonds in combination with the cranberries. Delicious. I imagine out in the field that's probably one of the things you miss most, just fresh greens, fresh fruit. Because MREs last a long time, but you're unable to get that really crisp green freshness. Just even that texture is probably really missed. Oh, look how dense that bread is. And that's pretty good. The bread is still very dense, but a little bit lighter. And you've got the peanut butter mascarpone cheese in there that has a really nice peanut buttery flavor. The coffee flavor is really nice. The espresso powder is quite strong, but we tamed that down with the instant cappuccino powder. That's not half bad. The bread is still very strange. It's still very, very, very dense. But a longer soaking time, I think, would take care of that and also give it even a stronger coffee flavor. Let's have a petal of our rose. Yep. Just how I remember. Chewy, sweet, vaguely reminiscent of chocolate, but not really. Yeah. Tootsie Rolls are still not my favorite. This mascarpone cheese spread stuff, oh my gosh, delicious. And I'm not even a big peanut butter fan, but I really like that. Alrighty, so there you have it. My take on fancying up an MRE. Thank you guys so much for watching, and big thanks to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video. If you'd like to get 3 months of ExpressVPN free, click the link down below or head over to expressvpn.com/EmmyMade. Thank you again for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I hope you guys learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media, like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo, take care, bye! Bye! That was not, it did not have the bass that I wanted.